It's another week of football. The football is getting shorter and shorter and shorter till there is just one game left. But we do have two games to talk about. Some coaches. And, yeah, we'll figure something out, right, Ed?
That's right. It's the Bottom Line Podcast, and it starts now.
And that's the bottom line. Want a war? You're going to get one.
The cream rise to the top, oh yeah.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
Game on. The Super Bowl is set. And I don't want to give it away, even though I know everybody knows who's playing in the Super Bowl. But more importantly, there's somebody playing in the Super Bowl, right, Ed?
That's right.
Somebody you are very, very familiar with. But we don't want to talk about that just yet. We do want to get into some UFL update news. And who better than to give us the UFL update and information than Brett the Hitman. There he is.
And just like that, the bad guy appears.
The villain. The villain, bud. The villain.
The villain.
All right, what do you got for us, bud?
Well, howdy, gentlemen. How are you doing this fine evening? It's nice and chilly everywhere.
You don't know chili.
I know chilly. I don't know what y'all know. And I don't know if I want to know what y'all know. Hey, it's supposed to be like 4 or 2 one day this weekend here with the wind chill, and that's cold for us.
You guys going to shut the state down?
We're probably going to shut my office down on Saturday, which is going, I'm just going to roll over, me and the cats, and then we're going to roll over again. And we're going to probably roll over again. Drink a little Mountain Dew. And then, take a nap, maybe watch a little college b-ball, something, There won't be a whole lot going on Saturday if they don't make me go to work. That's for sure.
I laugh that they talk about, it's too cold, we didn't go to work today or whatever. For the first time this year, our kids did not have school on Friday because the feel-like temperature was like negative 35 pushing negative 40. Otherwise, all the other cold days where it was only negative 20 feel like, they were in school. And we were at work. So we're just built different up here, man. We're just built different up here, bud.
Yeah, y'all's blood is thick as syrup up there or something. Maple syrup.
Maple syrup. All right, what do you got, bud? Give us
All right,
some
UFL. What we're hearing is we should hopefully get the full picture of the uniforms and everything by the end of next week. We shall see. Camp, we're less than 30 days from camp. So that also means we've heard quite a few rumors about rule changes. There's going to be some modifications again this year. So I imagine we will get those obviously before camp, which could be any minute now. I haven't tried to tag or harass Mike Rapoli lately on X. I probably need to, just to let him know that we're there. I haven't checked with James Larson or Mike Mitchell or anybody else in the know to see if they would find out anything that I haven't found out on that front. We've also got, let me see. We've got, finally, I went ahead and bowed up, and we've got our preseason UFL power rankings, which I know everybody's waiting on, because no matter how you do the power rankings, Eric found this out last year, you're going to get attacked. People are going to say, oh, you've lost your mind, you don't know nothing about football, you know, whatever. Do your own damn power rankings if you don't like ours. But we would like your input on what changes you would make on said power rankings. Ed, do you have the power rankings?
I got them right here. Let's get it all set up here. We can
Yeah, bam!
There it is.
Boom! All right. This is going off information from last season. Coaching changes, coaches that came back this season. Detroit brought a very good nucleus back from last season. Their head coach is back, and they literally ran away with the championship last season.
You mean DC? You said Detroit.
Oh God, DC. Yeah, well, it's Wednesday night, and I'm tired as hell. So forgive me, the DC Defenders. They've got Jordan back. Like I said, they've got a good core back on offense and defense. The head coach is back. And, if we remember starting around week 8 last year, DC really just ran away with things. And, they took on a hot Michigan Panthers team in St. Louis for the championship in season 2, and we thought that was going to be a really excellent game, and DC just slapped them up and down the field. Michigan's defense and what they were known for with the coaching staff, they had no answers, none. So when you look at their draft and a lot of the position players they brought back, you've got to give it to DC right now as number 1. Now, number 2, people are going to say, well, aren't you a Stallions fan? I'll shut the hell up. That has nothing to do with it. All your spring football experts that are supposedly in the know said that Birmingham won the draft. And I've dug deep. I spent a couple hours on it today at work. Don't tell nobody, especially my boss, but Birmingham won that draft, hands down. But I cannot give them the one position because there's a big change in Birmingham this season, and that's the head coach. There's a big, big, big question mark with A.J. McCarron. That is the elephant in the room here in the Birmingham area, is how that's going to turn out moving forward. But I've got to give it to the kid. I don't know who helped him. I know he watched a lot of film. He said he spent a ton of time on it. Some of his assistants and people in his ear. He won the draft. And that's not my opinion. That seems to be everyone's opinion. Hey, number 3, the Orlando Storm, one of the new teams. Anthony Beck, the new coach there, ex-St. Louis Battlehawks head coach, did a really, really strong job in St. Louis. Look at the numbers. They don't lie. He did well in the draft. He really did. There were some people that said he might even, with the players that were drafted, said he might even come in second in the draft. He did a fine job. That's going to be exciting. Anthony does all he can do to promote the league, promote attendance. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in Orlando in year 1. Now, number 4.
Hey, Brett, Jay's all on board with you.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Give the people what they want and slide to your right, would you?
I can see.
Yeah, slide to your right, although nobody really wants.
And you can't see him, man.
We can't see you.
Now you
He's
can
over
see
there
me?
eating.
Keep going. There you go.
He's over there
now,
eating.
It's odd because on my screen I can't see me now.
And says, look, big sexy, everybody's looking for you. At least get in the camera view. You understand?
I'm in the camera view.
And number 4, I know KJ and I know some of you diehard Houston Roughneck fans are going to be excited about this, but hey, Kevin Sumlin did pretty good in the draft. Watch out. Let's see what we got going on. I got the Houston Gamblers at number 4 in my preseason power rankings. Now the rest of the teams, I did not want to go 5 through 8. This is why I've put this off for 2 weeks. Because again, it's just my opinion. Yes, I know a good many of the players. There's some that I don't know. There's some that we've read up on. You can throw 5 through 8 in a hat, toss them around, pick one out. I'm not saying who's 5, who's 6, who's 7, who's 8 in my books, but that's where you're at on the second half. Now, that being said, some of these players are not going to sign that was in this draft. You've seen some that's retired in Birmingham and St. Louis and other cities. You've seen some big names that are stepping away. I believe there's still a question mark with Willie Harvey in St. Louis. Found out yesterday that Mike Rose, for some reason, stepping down. He's either retiring or he signed a futures deal in the NFL that we're not aware of. CFL or either way, he is not right now on the Battlehawks roster. There's 2 or 3 players like that on every roster that they're difference makers. You've also seen some additions. I didn't even have time to post from the PR of the UFL today. I'm sure there's been some other signings and some other guys that have dropped out. But I'm going to tell you the talent level that they are signing this year, it's going to be a fun season. And we're only, 58, 57 days away, something like that, 56? I don't know. It's less than 60 days. But that's our power rankings. Tell us what you would change. Tell us your opinion. And if you really, really don't agree with it, then bitch at KJ because he's the one that actually did this for me. And maybe he got the teams mixed up. Just blame him. And he's not here tonight, so that works out. So that's all I've got, fellas.
So how I can say that it's definitely not a homer deal because Brett knows that, of course, the Battlehawks are beloved by Ed and I. Couldn't put them in the top 4. Thanks for that, Brett. It's kind
they could have been the Mike Rose and Willie Harvey deal, and then a brand new coach. Look, you could probably toss the first 5 or 6 out there. Again, we can go over who was favorites and who was underdogs the last few years in spring football. And remember, San Antonio making it to the championship game in year 1 was not on our bingo card.
Mm-mm.
We had them in last place, and I think we had Michigan in next to last, and they both made the playoffs in year 1.
Well,
so
I think probably, at least right now, and of course we know it's the UFL, there's always surprises, but I think just from a continuity standpoint, I mean, right now DC has to be the runaway favorite.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, and I don't even know if it's close. Now we'll see once the season starts.
Right.
But right now, I don't care who won the draft. I mean, Birmingham was slipping last year. That was obvious. Now, AJ might have fixed those spots, but he's a brand new coach.
These are 3 years in a row off-season champs right here, man. So whoever won the draft doesn't mean anything. Trust me, as a Bears fan, I know. All right.
Yeah. Well,
it's the continuity that I see. With Shannon there and just everything kind of, flowing from championship year to the next, where all these other teams, coaches are gone, new systems, new programs, new everything. I mean, so what if Hakeem Butler's been with the Battlehawks for 3 years. Everything's new to him. The only thing that's the same is maybe the uniforms.
Right.
The coaching staff isn't the same, playbook's not the same, all that type of stuff. So you're really seeing that probably with every team but DC.
A lot of exciting unknowns with Orlando, with the overhaul in Houston again, Columbus, and Louisville. I mean, 4 of these 8 teams, let's be honest, we know nothing about. We know some about the coaching, some we don't. The Louisville coach, the Columbus coach, the Birmingham coach, they've never coached at this level. Then Beck goes after 3 seasons or what? Yeah, 3 seasons with St. Louis. Now he's in Orlando. And I believe that was old San Antonio Brahma's roster, and he only kept 6 of the 12 that he could have protected. I know he got a couple good pieces from really every squad. I know St. Louis got one of Birmingham's best pass rushers that's been with Birmingham for a few years now, Carlos Davis. Then Birmingham got a key secondary guy from St. Louis. There's the unknown is a lot of the excitement going into year 3 of the UFL.
Well, I know what concerns me about the Battlehawks for this year is on defense because, you lose Willie Harvey, and Harvey's been probably a top 3 to 4, in tackles the UFL league for probably the last 3 years. And our depth, our secondary depth, took a big hit. The Dallas Renegades was pretty hard on the Battlehawks, drafting away a lot of their defensive players. So, they lose their defensive coordinator. He goes with Anthony Beck over to Orlando. So we got a new defensive coordinator. We basically have to redo our linebacking core, the secondary. You bring back your offense, and having A.J. Smith as offensive coordinator is definitely tasty. And
Right.
it definitely gives you hope that the offense will be all that. But the defense really has me concerned this year. So, it's bad enough that you lose players on your team, but to use your first-round draft pick on defense to get Mike Rose back and then have him not come back to the team is like a double slam,
And those weren't just statistical leaders for St. Louis. Those were guys that as Birmingham, I know that the 2 big games we played against you guys the last 2 seasons, those were guys you hoped were not in the lineup because they were all ball hawks. They were almost never out of position. You look at their stats and some of the big plays they made in those games. Those are big losses for St. Louis. Between that and another new coach in Prohl, I'm not going to lie, I had St. Louis on the fringe of the top 4, but, with some of the weapons they're returning offense, I agree completely with you, Ed. I don't think there's going to be an issue on offense, but there could be some holes that they need to fill in camp defensively for sure.
And the only thing that I maybe would have somewhat disagreed with would have been the number 4 position. I think Dallas Renegades and Houston Gamblers could have been either one, so I can't really argue with the way you went. But I think Dallas Renegades are going to be a team to be reckoned with too.
I hope so, but they burnt me the last 2 years, and I kept thinking, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, and I'm like, I'm not putting them in my top 4. Just pretend I'm from Missouri right now. Show me state. Show me. I
do like your idea though of not ranking the bottom 4, ranking your top 4 and just leaving the rest because it's way too early.
Yeah.
And there's just no reason to label it number 8 at this point. So
St. Louis has added Michael Barrett. You're familiar with Michael Barrett, Brett.
Yeah.
He was
Good.
with the Birmingham Stallions last year, so I don't know. We shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, I think I want to say, I think Birmingham drafted him. I don't know. They did a little flippy flop, a trade, or
He went
what happened there.
undrafted this year. He went undrafted.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, we brought Tizino back in, which was a defensive player of the year in the USFL about 3 or 4 years ago, and we had him on the roster when Scooby Wright was our middle linebacker. When Scooby got hurt, Tizino stepped in at middle linebacker and really did a solid job for Birmingham a couple of years. Fortunately, I think the kid's probably lost a step. I think his chance at making it back to the NFL is maybe a little slimmer now than what it was a couple of years ago. But he's a heck of a player, tackling machine, and he's a good leader out there.
So, anything else for the good of the cause, Brett? UFO
Well,
wise?
the Spring King, Luis Perez, is back. The logo is still there. And did y'all see those helmets? Man, look, I'm sorry. Every time I bring up the UFL, that's a badass logo. That's a badass logo. And now this logo is supposedly going to be on a jet black helmet if that teaser was correct. You got to have the Renegades in black unis, don't you?
Yeah, I think you're
I'm
right.
the Renegades.
I think you're right.
Look,
It's going to make those eyes pop even more, isn't it?
That's right.
I mean, that's a logo you don't want to F with. I mean, that's stupid work, but that was the original logo, one of the originals from XFL 2020. Whoever did the marketing and all that for XFL 2020, you guys, I'm sure you've made it higher up now. You guys are in high cotton, so to speak. That's all I got.
That's all I got. Anything else for the UFL, Ed, that you can think of?
No, we got I guess we could mention the fact that this Sunday we have where did that go? We didn't get rid of that, did we?
Hold on 1 second.
You're
talking about the fans, right?
And we need to hire better IT guys. I'm just saying.
I guess we do.
You know what?
Westport Plaza this Sunday afternoon.
There it is, right there.
There it is. St. Louis Battlehawks have their fan rally. Originally, they had just talked about Coach Ricky Prolbry in there, but now they've listed off about 3, 4, 5 guys, Travis Feeney being one of them, that's going to be there also in person. So make sure you're there on Sunday afternoon if you're Battlehawk fans. Get the season started off right.
Hey, one correction on this list, which is a exciting correction. The Louisville get-together is now going to be, believe it or not, at Churchill Downs. Well done, Louisville Kings. Well done. It's going to be at Churchill Downs and not at Lynn Family Stadium. So pass the word. We'll post it on the bottom line, and we'll post it on UFL fans, but it is going to be at Churchill Downs.
Nice. All right. Well, that concludes the UFL. So I think, just for posterity's sake, we're going to get a word from our sponsor. We don't really have much college anymore, as we know my Indiana Hoosiers are national champions. But we're going to hear a word from Wild Sun and come back and kick the NFL off. Well, no more college. So we got to jump right in the NFL. And who better to bring on to jump right in the NFL than Sir Chad?
Sam freaking Darnold. I was wrong, Sam. I apologize.
There it is.
You, sir, are a legend. And I
remember
your
last
forgiveness.
year. I remember last year when I put this up every week, there were 3 guys that bitched and moaned and cried every week I put it up.
I still have
But
PTSD.
now it seems like you guys are on board now.
Well, actually, to be quite honest with you,
Don't act like this, like you're like this. Don't act like you like this.
I think the reason we're on board is more so because not Sam Darnold the person, the fact that if everybody in the listening audience, this isn't Sam Darnold in a Seahawks jersey, Ed. This is Sam Darnold in a. Read that. That's a Minnesota.
This is Caesar frickin' Darnold right here.
I mean, this is the 14-3 quarterback that you guys jettisoned to the now Super Bowl bound Seattle Seahawks.
I mean, I said over and over again, you can't let him go. You have to resign him. I said it so many times.
I mean, here's the deal, Chad. You segued to it. We're just gonna get into it right here. I mean, instead of going to the game right away, we're just gonna jump right to this and just get it out of the way for Ed, so he can just we're just gonna get past this. I mean,
they're still getting past this.
So Ed, I'll ask you this. So you talked a little bit last week on the show before this game transpired. What's like your core feeling right now? Because I'm gonna refresh everybody's memory. You guys got rid of Darnold, and your thing was chokes in the big games. JJ McCarthy's going to be just fine. We're rolling with McCarthy. Okay, we're now 1 year removed from that. What's your core feeling as a lifelong?
I believe, Eric. You want to phrase it just perfectly, but you're a little off.
I mean, let's go. Wait, Ed, before you respond.
With McCarthy was that the Vikings were looking to be able to put the roster together with a rookie contract at quarterback. It wasn't necessarily that it was McCarthy. But what I will say is you got to give Sam Darnold his flowers, man.
Oh, let's
you can't try Sam freaking Darnold. You got to give him the flowers.
He's the reason they win that game. 25 of 36, 346, 3 tutties, no Kevin O'Connell picks. QBR of 82.9 and a quarterback rating of 127.8. I'm telling you, I think he could have done this last year if it had this play calling and coaching last year.
Well,
clearly,
don't kid yourself. Upper management in Minnesota's got a lot of explaining to do. Because Kevin O'Connell tried to portray that you could throw any quarterback in the mix. He was the quarterback whisperer, and he was going to be able to turn anybody into an all-pro quarterback. And it turns out if we want an all-pro, Pro Bowl quarterback, we just needed Shedeur.
Oh yeah. That is 100%.
Trying to divert the attention already.
The Pro Bowl's a joke now. Shedeur Sanders going to the Pro Bowl, it's a total joke.
It's like I called all along. Everybody in the audience needs to remember why we're having so much fun at Eduardo's expense here. Because for 14 weeks last season, he was insanely obnoxious with the Caesar Sam Darnold meme.
This one right here.
Dropping the, the game day. What was Chris Carter saying?
This is how every show.
A game.
Every show started just like this, Chad. You got the Caesar Sam Darnold, and then us Bears fans had to deal with this. Oh, another Viking win.
What you gonna do today? I got my A game. You got your A game?
A game?
He got his A game.
Every single week.
Let's not forget the horn.
Oh yeah.
Every week, the horn.
Let's just make it complete.
Yes. Oh. So
like
if you guys,
there it is. Let's make it complete. There. That every single week.
So everybody in the audience understands we are not doing this unjustified. This mocking is 1,000% justified because he was so obnoxious last year, and we took it because we were terrible. We took it because we were terrible. We didn't go gloating, every week this week or this year, gloating. No, we were classy about it.
Classy. Okay.
Choice. Yes. But this is the interesting part about that. I was reading a comment there. So I found this, and this is kind of interesting also about Sammy Darnold. There's 3 pretty distinguished quarterbacks in his draft class. And now Sam Darnold has a chance before all of them to lift the Lombardi trophy.
That's a little bit funny.
Who would have thought that?
And let's not also forget, I didn't know this. Sam Darnold's grandfather was an Olympian. He won like a gold medal or silver medal or something. And he was the original Marlboro man. And the man's name was Dick Hammer.
I guarantee you,
Dick Hammer.
Everybody in the audience definitely learned something, as I did right there, Chad. I mean, you're just a truth teller, man. You got all sorts of facts. Just a truth teller. So, Ed, as we were talking, as you kind of skewed it, what
was his name again?
His name was Dick Hammer.
So,
if he was not a successful Olympian, I've got another career for the man.
So, Ed, now I know you diverted, but like deep down,
diverted.
What's the feeling right here in the heart, the recently reconstructed heart of a Viking fan about this?
That the Vikings had a roster that was very similar to the Seattle, and the fact that the Vikings defense was pretty damn good too. So the one thing that kept Minnesota away was the quarterback position. So had they signed Darnold, who knows?
Listen,
I think for sure we'd have been in the playoffs. I will say that.
Let me help you out. You're trying to be politically correct. So coming from a Bears fan, if I was a Minnesota fan, this is exactly how I would feel. I would be absolutely freaking pissed. I would be crushed. I would be like, oh my God, mad.
I was
that Sam Darnold is taking another team to the Super Bowl.
But I'm mad, not so much that I'm more mad at Minnesota brass than anything, because what the hell are you doing?
Kevin O'Connell could get Josh Dobbs to be successful.
But he can't.
Couldn't get JJ McCarthy.
Well, that's because McCarthy was never on the field. He was hurt all the time.
But
they were holding him back. He was healthy enough in a bunch of those games, and they kept him from playing.
And there were quite a few of those games, Mr. Chad, that J.J. McCarthy, when he was on the field, didn't do half bad.
Yeah, he didn't.
But
I got to admit that. I want to give you a hard time, but he did play better towards the end. Nine. We should all be
nine. Yeah, have some respect, Chad. 9.
Put some respect on it.
9.
I'm still going to stand by my statement that I said at the beginning of last year when Minnesota drafted him. McCarthy's not going to be your answer. He's not. I mean, and in his play, what was his best game this year?
The Bears, second half.
You know what's going to make matters worse, though, Eric?
Is you guys are the only team.
They could have had Sam Darnold at a 3 or 4 year contract, probably at low to mid 30s. And instead, they're going to have to try and sign a quarterback.
Yep.
Who's arguably comparable, but it's going to cost them almost $60 million if they want to do it. So you're almost doubling Sam Darnold's salary to bring in any major quarterback at all.
Yeah. Here's the biggest problem for Minnesota. They are the only team that is in the red salary cap wise in the NFC North. So does that mean Addison's gone?
Oh, for sure.
They've already done several. You know how it is.
Are they going to tank for Arch? Just answer the question.
You get to you totally made me lose my train of thought, Brett, when you said Arch. But
he started bricking up.
But Addison's gone.
Ed's over there like this.
I don't know. Well, here's the deal with Addison. I thought he was a free agent after this year, but they still have him. They have the rights to him for another year. So can they sign him? Probably not, but he definitely gets trade bait.
Well, you got to trade him.
He definitely. If you look at a Mac Jones from the 49ers, someone like Addison is a big time trade piece. If Mac Jones is what you're trying to go after, but again, to me, there's too many ifs, ands, or buts with Mac Jones. I think you go for Joe Burrow.
Well, you go for Joe Burrow, but what about the left-handed Hawaiian slinger?
Ed, but here's the problem. How do you go after Joe Burrow with the salary cap situation that you're in?
You're going to have to use one of the pieces that you use in a trade is going to have to be unloading some of the salary that you have on your roster.
But unloading Addison doesn't unload cap space.
No, I'm talking if you did like Addison, well, they're not going to be interested in Addison because they've already
got Wiggins and
they've already got high price receivers already.
They got Higgins and Chase.
So you're going to have to do something like McCarthy because believe it or not, I know you ding-dongs don't think so, but McCarthy has trade value out there because the Vikings have been getting calls for his services. But if you put somebody like Greenard, the defensive end, I don't think they would put Dallas Turner in there because I think Dallas is young. He's still on that rookie contract, and he's starting to make some hay. towards the end of this last season, he was pretty damn good.
You know, I'm going to be the contrarian here, and I think you started seeing. I mean, he doesn't even have 16 games. What has he got? 10 games he started?
9 or 10, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, all the Viking fans, just hanging this kid out and ready to desert him and leave him, take him out in the desert and dump him and leave him and drive away is insanity to me. You drafted him where you drafted him for a reason, and you're going to give up 10 games in?
It ain't going to take you long for him to lose the team when he's doing stupid-ass shit he was doing towards the end of last season, like getting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties because he ran out of bounds.
Are we disrespecting 9?
Yeah, you have to
9.
Yeah, he is immature and he needs to grow up. But you know, it's not like he's out drunk doing a hit 150 miles an hour down the interstate in Minneapolis. So
but Chad,
everybody
don't open that door for me.
You're approaching it from a Bears fan perspective. Minnesota is not building. They've got the Ferrari. They just need the keys to the car. Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. They're $45 million or whatever over the cap. No, they don't.
22.
They've got to gut the team. They got to gut
22 million over the cap.
They've already dumped Aaron Jones. That was what'd they say that was? 14 million or something.
Yeah.
They dumped him already.
Look, they're not getting another quarterback. McCarthy is there, in my opinion, and unfortunately, and look, if anybody knows about rebuilding and starting over, it's a Chicago Bears fan. I think they keep McCarthy and just deplete the roster and literally start over.
But you've got
they are projected, Eric, 46 to 50 million over the cap.
Yeah, but that was before they dumped Jones. I just saw it today. I wish I.
They restructured.
They did some restructuring.
I mean, that sounds like a huge number, but you can cut quite a bit fast.
Actually, I think I have it right here.
TJ Hawkinson is due $21.3 million next year.
I already told you guys what each catch cost the Vikings when it come to him.
I know.
Yeah.
You realize you're gonna cut him. He's gonna go someplace and be the top ranked tight end next season.
Well,
win a
they've got to cut him. That's ridiculous.
Vikings cannot let happen again. Is the fact that if they're going to bring McCarthy back and they're going to say he's still our starter, then you best have a backup that's serviceable, because Brosmer, those guys didn't cut it.
I have it right here.
Tua.
I will post it.
No, we're not doing Tua, and we're not doing the dude from Arizona either.
Kyler Murray, baby.
Here is the projected. Here's the projected cap space.
Kyler Murray is a 3-sport athlete, drafted in the first round in baseball, drafted number 1 overall in football, and he is right up there as a professional COD player. So,
can you believe that?
Call of Duty is his jam.
Can you believe that? You look at the Vikings over the cap compared to the rest of the teams in the division. It was obvious that they were pushing the chips to the middle of the table. They were all in for this year.
And
what is the Bears? I can't read that number. What is that?
12.7 under the cap.
Ooh, that's it.
Well, but that's
pretty good considering.
These aren't completely up to date. Like, I think, Minnesota, like, I think you could probably take 14 million, because I know they dropped Jones. So that was, I think, a 14 million off the cap. But more importantly, if you look at if you look at the two teams in the Super Bowl, Seattle, $69.9 million under the cap. Patriots, $46.1 million under the cap.
That's amazing.
So what does that tell you about those two teams?
That's the blessings of rookie contracts, my friend.
That is being able to draft and draft well,
Right.
and having those pieces work out for you. And now,
What do you think?
we're gonna go shop for a better edge rusher. We're gonna go shopping for a high profile receiver on the other side from Njigba. I mean, all that kind of stuff is on the table for these teams.
They said that Sam Darnold was going to represent 4%. I think they said 4% of Seattle's cap. And they said that Lamar Jackson this year was going to represent, it was like 30 or 40% of the cap for Baltimore.
Yeah.
So I pose this question. So let's say Seattle wins the Super Bowl, and I understand Darnold signed like a 3-year deal. You mean to tell me he doesn't hold out wanting a new contract?
No, he won't hold
No,
out.
he won't do that.
He may.
Well, you don't think so?
Year 3. He may.
I don't think so.
Ooh,
No.
I don't know, man.
But look at the Chargers, $103.6 million under the cap.
You can do some damage.
Everybody talks about the Chiefs
If you
being
make the right
they'll be,
choices.
the Chiefs will be right there next year. They're $58.2 million over the cap.
Well, you find out real fast, how good your general manager and your play, are, because when you've got $103.6 million to spend on players, it'd be very easy to go out to the free agent market and just get stupid.
Yeah.
So how disciplined are some of these teams going to be to sign the right guys?
Yeah.
The Bears are going to cut more loose, aren't they?
It sounds like it.
Yeah. How much is his contract?
DJ, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, he's part of so many trade rumors. It's not even funny.
Right.
I mean, he's in the trade rumors for Crosby, and he's in the trade rumors for this and that and the other thing. I can't see.
Do we got a receiver to replace him, or I guess we're trying to get a pass rush and then turn around and draft his replacement?
JJ Burden is his replacement. So, I mean, there's replacements in place already.
Right.
And so.
Well, we got 2 years left on Odunze's rookie contract.
This was his. This was only his second season, so he's got 3. He's got 3 more years.
Oh yeah, he was a first rounder. So yeah, 2, and same way with Loveland, 2, and then 5th-year option.
Yep.
Well, I think I'm gonna quit hating on the Loveland pick, but we got to draft defensively. Yeah. We've had this discussion. There's no need. Yeah.
All right, we'll go through some of these quick. Coaching hires, some of the more recent ones. Lot of scuttlebutt about this one. Probably talk about this a little bit. The Bills hired Joe Brady from within. I wish I'd have taken a picture of this so I could at least read the statistics off. But today I was watching one of the shows, and they had a breakdown of team records of coaches that they hired from within, and it's not pretty.
Yeah.
Not one coach that they hired from within. Once they fired a coach and they hired from within the staff, not one of them had a winning record when they were done, depending on when they left. It was.
Is this for Buffalo or is this for everyone?
This for the last 15. The last 15 hires that were hired within, all of them had a losing record.
Ouch.
But you hired Sean McDermott to turn around and hire someone as insignificant as Joe Brady.
Well,
I don't think they could find anybody to take the job. I think some of these teams, some of these coaches are.
Were they going to hire McCarthy?
Well,
and they lost to Pittsburgh.
I think some of these coaches are getting picky. Like, I'm a coordinator. I'm making $2 million a year, $3 million a year, or whatever. And I'm not going to go to a place where I don't like it. So look at the way the owner of the Bills ran his mouth and talking about Keon Coleman, talking about the coaches and the GM, and the coaches wanted this and the GM didn't want it. When actually the opposite is true. The GM's the one who wanted Keon Coleman and the coaches didn't.
Yeah.
And so I think some of these coaches go in these interviews and they're like, okay, they do a Shedeur Sanders. They're like, what are you going to do for me? Why should I come here? What kind of control am I going to have? Who's calling the shots? Am I having input on players? Am I having input on this or that? And I think some of them are like, no, thanks. I'll go someplace else, or I'll just stay where I'm at. I got a job. I'll stay there.
It was rumored that Dabble was really wanted the Philadelphia's offensive coordinator job. And they decided that they were going to wait. It sounds like they're going to wait till the Super Bowl's over because there's a couple coaches in the Super Bowl that they want to have a chance to interview. But how depressing does it have to be that you go from evidently his dream job of offensive coordinator for Philadelphia to taking a head coaching job at Tennessee?
Well, Tennessee's building a new stadium right there in downtown Nashville. Nashville's a fantastic place to live. Believe it or not, it's one of the few larger cities left that's a good place to live. Got a lot less taxes in Tennessee. I think that's what you were going to say, Chad.
Yeah.
And he's got a quarterback. We'll see. I mean, it's a total rebuild in Tennessee. But then again, you got to remember how stupid they handled Vrabel and how Vrabel kept them in the playoff hunt every year with little of nothing other than Derrick Henry. And now look at what Vrabel's doing in New England. I got to show my college chops a little bit on this particular hire. Just to give you a heads up, Joe Brady, speaking of Joe Burrow earlier, Joe Brady was the offensive coordinator at LSU in 2019 when they took the world by storm, caught lightning in a bottle, and destroyed everyone that season and went undefeated and won the national championship. Joe Brady's name is mentioned every time someone looks funny at LSU in Baton Rouge. Joe Brady's a very respected offensive mind. Can he lead a team? Can he, we know a lot of good coordinators that are not good head coaches. We'll see, but Joe Brady got a lot of respect from college and NFL coaches when it comes to his offensive chops.
So, Chad, do you want a chance to defend yourself against Jay?
Yeah. Jay, they brought in all of these coaches to interview for the job. They already had him there. And they brought in like 8 guys to interview for that job. And then none of them wanted the job. So then they're like, okay, well, hey, Joe, why don't you interview? Come on, man.
Well, but
I know you got Josh Allen, but if you don't have anything to go with him, if he's not going to have any weapons to throw to, if he's not going to have a better O-line, and he's just going to get the crap kicked out of him game in and game out, he has to take a beating. Dude, I know he's a big guy, and I know he's athletic and all that, but hey, Cam Newton, how'd that work?
But here's the deal, Chad. Piggybacking on that a little bit. Buffalo screwed this up themselves. And what I mean by that is it's the timing of the fire. Harbaugh already at the Giants. Stefanski already at the Falcons. Like the big coaching hires that I think would have went to Buffalo to coach Josh Allen and see what they could do there. they were gone already. I mean, they were gone already. They waited 1 week too long, and obviously they're in the playoffs, so they couldn't fire him after they won the first week. But the timing of it really screwed them.
In my opinion, they could have fired him.
Well, yeah, they could have, I think, too. But nonetheless, what I'm saying is the timing really hurt them, for a clear hire. And the reason I say that is because as I trot the rest of these guys out, tell me which guy you'd have taken in Buffalo over Joe Brady. Here's who Pittsburgh came up with. Mike McCarthy. And if you watched his presser, as I did, he's bawling, he's crying about how he's a Pittsburgh guy and he's from there and he's always wanted to coach the Pittsburgh Steelers and yada yada yada. I've talked to Aaron Rodgers. It's the reuniting of Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers potentially. Once Aaron Rodgers goes on sabbatical, does his dark out for 4 days, and maybe swims the 7 seas and then decides whether he's going to play or not.
Grows a crop of mushrooms.
Yeah, two days before the season starts, he'll decide whether he wants quarterback again. They'll be reunited. But this goes against – actually, this goes with completely the Steelers, and this goes against completely the Steelers. It goes with the Steelers, and you know what? Mike McCarthy, I think, is a good football coach. Okay? He's a Super Bowl winning coach. He'll probably come in there, and guess what? We'll be talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers next year winning 8, 9, 10 games. And that is what the Steelers' MO has been forever.
For a decade.
But on the flip side of that, the other Steelers' MO was we're going to go find a Mike Tomlin, who was the DB's coach on Minnesota. We're going to bring him in, and we're going to be successful that way. So this Mike McCarthy hire is a safe hire. It's not a let's tear it down, win 3 games, and bring the Steelers back to the Super Bowl. This is a status quo hire, in my opinion. This is just an 8, 9, 10 win team. Keep us on the level. But it didn't change anything.
Pittsburgh will not do what they need to do for a rebuild. They want to be relevant each and every year, and if that means a borderline wild card every year, so
yeah.
But that's why Tomlin got beat out in the first round every year, because they keep a roster that's going to get them there, but then they don't have the horsepower once they're there.
Correct.
What are they going to do with? What are they going to do with? Watson? They're not going to. They can't support it. He's going to be making as much as the rest of the roster. They don't spend money.
Can we look at the cap space real quick before we go to the next team on Buffalo and Pittsburgh? Thank you.
So,
where are we at on Buffalo and Pittsburgh?
Buffalo's only 7.6 over, and Pittsburgh is 39 million under. They're both under. 7.6 for Buffalo and 39 for the Steelers.
Wow.
To me, the McCarthy hire is we're trying to bring Aaron Rodgers back.
But if you're Aaron Rodgers came back, what was it? 27 million or something like that?
Aaron Rodgers
he makes the playoffs, right? So if he comes back, would it really surprise you if he said, "How bad do you want me back?" And suddenly he wants a hell of a lot more than 27 million? Even though you're like, oh, he ain't worth that. Hell, there's quarterbacks in the league that are making mid-50s now that don't deserve 30.
You're not lying there.
But
how old is, Aaron Rodgers is 42 years old or whatever he is. He's a shell of himself. Their defense is old. TJ's best days are behind him. What's his name? Hayward's best days are behind him. They've got a wide receiver that is fantastic, but has no idea how to behave. He's got his work cut out for him.
Seriously, that's what this hire says to me. They're trying to get Aaron to come back, so because they know they have nothing at quarterback. What are they going to do?
Nothing.
What are you gonna do?
But Aaron got McCarthy ran from Green Bay, basically.
Yeah,
Doesn't
they
matter.
They didn't get along in Green Bay, so let's not
No.
sugarcoat it.
I
and say that
understand.
these guys are going to
understand
be
that, but-
great buddies because
Well, who's Aaron Rodgers ever gotten along with?
He's got 10 years to have gotten over that.
Yeah. We shall see. I just think this is just a status quo hire, man. 8, 9, 10 wins, pencil it in, call it good.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
this
I
not.
totally agree. But
Yeah.
This is scared hire.
8, 9 wins is with Aaron. They don't get 8, 9 wins with who's the backup? I forget his name.
Pickett.
Rudolph.
Or no, yeah, Mason Rudolph. Yeah. Kenny
Mason
Pickett's
Rudolph
cool.
or Glau or what was the Ohio State kid from last year? That quarterback. Howard. That's all this is.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. The next one. The Ravens hired Jesse Minter, the D coordinator from the Chargers. Does this one send tingles down anybody's back?
Well, hardly anybody knows these coordinators. So none of them are going to send tingles down your spine.
True.
So nobody really knows these guys. In general, the only time you do know them is because they screw up all the time and they're terrible at their job, or they're amazing.
Right.
Johnson, and everybody wants them. And so, I mean, he's just D coordinators get no run.
No.
They get no run.
Of course, the fact he was a D coordinator, that automatically tingles me because at least, defense still does matter. What 5 out of the remaining 8 teams was top 5 defensively in the NFL this year.
How did you feel? How did you feel when the Baltimore Ravens hired John Harbaugh? I went, what?
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's a stupid hire. They're going to be hiring somebody else in 3 years. What did I know?
But that was back when Ozzie Newsome was running the front office, too.
Right.
True. He's got input, though.
Brian Flores went ahead and signed a contract with the Vikings to return. The only thing that gets him out of the contract is if he gets a head coaching job, but doesn't appear like he's going to get one. So,
well, what's left? We got Arizona, Miami, and
well, he's not going back to Miami.
No, that's not happening.
So
yeah, that bridge is napalmed.
Which one am I missing? It's Arizona, Miami, and what team?
I think Flores has napalmed the bridge to every team for the head coaching job for a few years. I think that this blackballs is going to stay with him for a while.
It's real.
Kind of like John Gruden?
Yeah,
no, talking about Flores.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that obviously Gruden's blackballed as well.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I figured you've got Lamar Jackson there. You have got to see what you can get out of him. To me, defensive coordinator hire for a head coach doesn't really scream. I'm sorry, but defensive coordinators as head coaches, it's just.
Jay and Big Mike are reminding us that the Raiders are still looking.
Raiders, yes, that's.
I was fixing to say the Raiders, but the Flores to the Raiders would make sense.
It would,
because the Raiders are always going to do something nobody else is willing to do.
Right. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Jesse Minter in Baltimore, and then the Browns have hired Todd Monken as their next head coach. How do you feel about that, Ed? I mean,
to me, it's the Browns being the Browns. Just another. I mean, you could have just as well kept Stefanski and just kept putting pieces around him.
I don't.
Yeah.
This is another hire. I'm just like, okay, all right.
This is a whoopee cushion hire. That's what
Yeah.
this is.
Well, I talked to I think it was Eric on the way home, and I just told him, showing my SEC chops and my college football chops again. I believe Monken was at Georgia when they went back-to-back national champions, and their offense was a problem. And I remember telling my buddies in the SEC group, I said, look, if Monken don't take another job somewhere else, ain't nobody going to beat Georgia again, and they're going to go for a three-peat. He had that offense in Athens rolling that well. Now, that being said, I understand this isn't Georgia. This isn't the SEC. This is the NFL. But, he hasn't done a bad job as an OC, in my opinion. Head coach, all I know is I was glad to get him out of the SEC because dude, I'm telling you what, he had defenses looking silly for the few years he was in Athens. But again, like you guys said, you put Stefanski in there, you put me, you, Eric, and if you ain't got the players, it's not going to matter. And this all goes back to the, Mr. Massage Parlor, that all the guaranteed money, and it's just so typical Cleveland Browns or Oakland Raiders, Vegas Raiders, whatever Raiders they are today. But they screw everything up. Might as well throw the Jets in there. It's the same franchises that we talk about every offseason that's doing the same thing over and over and over.
I mean, look at what do we say? There's 3 teams left without head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, who are they're the worst run they're the worst run organizations.
Yeah.
Cleveland, Vegas, and Arizona.
Yep.
Arizona, Miami, and Vegas.
Oh, and Miami. Yeah, so
Yeah.
4.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, Cleveland's got somebody now, but you know, these are the last ones to fill the positions because I'd rather stay. I'd go. No, I'll stay in Baltimore and be an OC, or I'll go get a job someplace else being an OC. Somebody's going to hire me rather than go coach that mess.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. Maybe Monken does a good job. Maybe Cleveland's relevant. It's possible, but I'm saying he's probably looking for an offensive coordinator job in 3 years.
Yeah. Who of the 3 teams that are left, what's the most attractive? Miami, Oakland, or Arizona?
Probably Miami. I mean,
rank them 1, 2, 3.
Oh God,
all 3 are good climates, so they got that going for them.
Which is nice.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Man,
Don't you think that Vegas having Tom Brady involved at
Miami, Arizona, Vegas.
at some point that's got to start paying some dividends?
Gosh, you would
I don't
think.
know.
If they listen to him.
Well, he's the one who got him to hire the last.
Yeah, boy, wasn't that? He was possibly calling plays that wasn't even in the playbook.
Listen, I'm gonna answer your question. I think it's Vegas, and I'll tell you why. Because they have the number 1 pick and they have the only opportunity. Ty Simpson isn't Mendoza, but I think Ty Simpson has a chance to be a good NFL quarterback. I mean, you got to roll with Vegas simply because I think Murray's done in Arizona. That's a dumpster fire. Tua in Miami, he's done. Yeah. At least Vegas has a chance to see what they have with Mendoza. So I would go with Vegas. I would say Vegas probably would be the best opportunity left.
What's the cap space in Vegas?
89 million.
Yeah. I was fixing to say I would hope they would have plenty of money.
But don't you think? I mean, I know that Crosby is probably, he's top 3 or 4 defensive, and there's no doubt about it. Doesn't the Raiders need to get rid of him while the getting's good, while they can still get something for him? Because every year they refuse to trade him.
Yep.
He just gets 1 year older.
It's time.
It's time for them to move him.
Yeah, I know you're not a Bears fan, but that's the most popular Bears subject online is Max Crosby, DJ Moore, and a first-round pick for Max Crosby.
Yeah. I've heard Max
Crosby.
Crosby.
I mean, I like Max Crosby. He's great for the locker room, and he's got his motor doesn't stop. But he's a little undersized, and he's getting a little long in the tooth. Don't you guys think?
Well, I've heard Crosby, Garrett, Hendrickson. I mean, like
now Garrett. I'll take Garrett.
Hendrickson's 31 and a free agent. So if we got Hendrickson, we wouldn't have to trade anything for him. But we know how it goes with it. With signing a aging pass rusher to a big contract.
Right.
All right, some offensive coordinator signings. Chiefs are hiring back Eric Bieniemy as they will not be bringing back Matt Nagy. I would say Nagy is probably ticketed for one of the 3 open jobs. I mean, that would be my guess. I mean, Andy Reid put out there again today that he could not believe that Matt Nagy does not have a head coaching job yet.
He doesn't call plays.
And the funny thing is about Bieniemy is, remember back when he was with the Chiefs, they all said, "Oh, it's Andy Reid. It's Andy Reid. This Eric Bieniemy, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything. He's expendable." Yeah, well, what do you know? They bring him back. So evidently, he must have had a little bit more value to the team than what was being reported at the time.
Right.
Well, evidently he's a hard ass. He rides the guys.
Yeah,
like I think good. that was a big complaint in with the Redskins or wherever he was before he was with the Bears. That was a huge complaint. Is that he was a hard ass and hurt the players' feelings all the time and everything. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
And well, you remember when he played his college ball at Colorado in their heyday, and that coach didn't play around either.
Yeah.
Well, he did a bang-up job with those running backs in Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
Our last one here that we're going to look at. Old Mike McDaniel is headed to the Chargers. And my first thought when I saw this come across the ticker was Jim Harbaugh and Mike McDaniel in the same room. To me, now I realize Jim Harbaugh is quirky on stuff.
Right.
But he's kind of a man's man type of guy, the beating on the quarterback and then I look at Mike McDaniel and I'm like, dude, that guy's going to be asking for library cards. Like, I don't understand. And maybe it'll work out swimmingly. I don't know. But like, they just seem like to me, and I don't know either one of them, but just they look like polar opposites.
Yes. I agree.
I was like a kid at Christmas when I saw this announcement.
This is a really smart move by McDaniel. This is really smart. He's going to go and he's going to get a chance to be under a head coach who knows how to manage a team, who knows how to run a team, who knows how to do things. This is a really good opportunity for him to now. I mean, some of the stuff he can adapt, some of it he can turn away, but I mean, Harbaugh's a coach.
Yeah,
he is a coach.
Yeah,
and
he's been successful everywhere he's been.
Everywhere. So I think this is for him, for his future. If he wants to head coach again, I think this is a really good hire.
That is a great take, Chad. I love that. Great take. I mean that sincerely because that's exactly what it is for him. He clearly did not have the room in Miami. Clearly.
Yep.
He goes to the Chargers and he learns under Harbaugh, and in 3 or 4 years, because here's the deal. McDaniel wasn't a complete failure in Miami. They made the playoffs. I mean, they did some things, He goes to the Chargers. He gets under the tutelage of Jim Harbaugh, and in 3 or 4 years when everybody's forgotten about Miami and maybe the Chargers get rolling.
Right.
Of course, Jay comes in. He will learn how to steal signs. Yeah, he might.
Well,
Where's Falco when we need him?
That comment cracks me up because, I mean, every freaking coaching staff, every organization is trying to steal signs all the time. Why do you think they constantly got things up in front of their faces while they're making calls, guys?
Not only that, but back when we were playing Little League Baseball, the coach used to change the signs after the second inning so he didn't get the signs stolen.
But you know why everybody talks about it? Why everybody talks about it? Because Michigan was the fucking best at it. That's why everybody talks about it.
Here's the deal. Jimmy Johnson was just on TV today saying, listen, we put a staff together to figure out how to interpret the other team's signs.
Yes.
And after about 2 weeks, we figured out it was a large pain in the butt. But he's like, kudos to those guys that got it figured out and can do that. He goes, we tried it for about 2 weeks and we just canned it because it was
we just said screw it.
Yeah, it was just too much. So
I will say this: Chad had a great take on this. He really, I don't know if it's a wonderful move for Harbaugh, but it's a better move for Mike McDaniel. Like Chad said, he'll get all the respect in the world. I just keep thinking how it could turn out would be the next ESPN 30 for 30, and the title being "Are you effing kidding me?"
Well, I think this is a fantastic move for Hebert because I think now he's got a really creative offensive mind. I mean, I don't particularly like Hebert, but
I'm liking him less and less.
He has so many tools. He's so big. He's so fast. He's so strong. He's got a cannon of an arm. He's not a horrible decision maker. If he can get a coach in there with some imagination,
an offensive line that's healthy,
I mean, I think this is potentially an excellent hire for Hebert.
Yeah, I agree. All right, last one. Oh, wait, that's just a picture of Sam Darnold. We're all out of coaches, Ed. I just wanted to get that baby thrown up there just one more time so you could take a look at it.
Where's the one I sent you with him holding the Lombardi trophy? Why is that not loaded?
We had this one loaded instead, Brett. We brought that one back for old time's sake. So, just a quick hitter before we get into the NFC and AFC championship. Have you guys seen this? So I found this blew my mind. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I just want you guys to look at this. Look at the prices of Super Bowl tickets in the nosebleeds in San Francisco, Santa Clara. $6,665 for section 410 at the top.
Yeah. My bucket list had going to a Super Bowl on it, and I'm beginning to think it's going to stay in the bucket because you imagine by the time you take a while, I mean, you're not just buying one ticket, so at least double everything you see there.
If you went to the Super Bowl, it would probably cost my wife and I dang near $20,000. $20,000 by the time motels, if you spend any amount of time out there, all the crap you're buying, food.
And your team better damn well win when you up to 20 and 30K.
Well, back in 2009, I was looking at Super Bowl packages, and it was going to cost for Mama Bear and I to go is going to be around $10,000, and that's cheap compared to now. Shoot.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't buy you 2 tickets. I saw this.
Ticket, buddy.
I just couldn't resist putting this up there. We
don't want to get into the championship games yet.
Jay's comment: Jesus better show up if I'm going to pay those prices.
We need to talk about this dude right here.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Belichick denied his first ballot Hall of Famer due to Spygate and Deflategate.
Bill Polian. What a petty son of a bitch.
But
and I hope this just hangs around his neck. Say what you want. Spygate, we just went over that. Deflategate. The fact is, when he had the less inflated balls, he threw terrible. When he had the properly inflated balls, he lit it up. So whether or not it was deflated on purpose or not, I don't know. But he played better with the more inflated ball. This is all insanity. He's the greatest coach in the history of the NFL. And I saw this guy who does things. He like plays both characters in a thing. And the one side was the Hall of Fame, and the other side he was being Belichick. And he had his hood up when he was Belichick, and doing this whole thing, and he's like this, and the Belichick character said the Hall of Fame was laughing at him, and he goes, "You look stupid." And he goes, "This doesn't bother me because this makes you look stupid, not me."
Yeah.
Well, here's some names that you might have heard and from the past that weren't first ballot Hall of Famers for a coach. Vince Lombardi.
Wow.
Bill Walsh. Joe Gibbs.
Wow.
Bill Parcells. Jimmy Johnson.
Wow.
So,
but do you know what Bill Belichick has that those coaches do not have?
6 Super Bowls.
6 Super Bowls as a head coach and 2 Super Bowls as an assistant coach.
So here's what I heard from you had the Spygate and the Deflategate, people talking today. I also heard another argument. The big argument for New England during their dynasty is it a result of Bill Belichick that they were a dynasty, or was it Tom Brady that was more the reason why they were a dynasty? So one of the voters said this. He says, well, if that's a debate and it's valid on both sides, was it Bill Belichick? Was it Tom Brady? The rules aren't the same for players and coaches. The coaches are eligible for the Hall of Fame in year 1. The players aren't eligible till year 5. Tom Brady is eligible to go in the Hall of Fame in 2028. So this particular voter said, if that is a debate, whether it's Belichick, Brady, or both, then I say we wait till 2028 and put them both in together.
Okay, here's my argument against that, because I heard that today too. This whole punishing people for whatever or denying people for whatever, time is not a given. It is not automatic. He has earned the right to be in the Hall of Fame, whether you like him or not, whether you like the Patriots. Listen, the whole Tom Brady is the reason. Jimmy Johnson said it today. Where am I at without Troy Aikman? I don't know.
Eric, you want to talk about petty? You don't think that what happened in North Carolina and the fact that he's got this young 23-year-old or whatever on his arm?
She's 24. She's way older than that.
Yeah.
You don't think that this all doesn't weigh into? I mean,
absolutely.
It should be an absolute no-brainer. Anybody who didn't vote for it should have their card taken away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
I would love to get who's the Hall of Fame voter we had on the show, Ed? Harold Bowser.
Balzer was his last name.
Balzer, yeah. Is it Harold Balzer? Howard
Howard Balzer.
Yeah, Howard Balzer.
He was a St. Louis guy for years, and now he lives in Arizona, and he's a
I would love to get his take on why Bill Belichick is not in the Hall of Fame.
I defer in this discussion. I defer to Tom Brady. And if you listen to Tom Brady talk about Bill Belichick, it takes everything for him not to start crying his eyes out, because he knows that he doesn't become the player he became without Bill Belichick. Now, did they have a rocky times? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Great minds.
But Tom Brady does not become Tom Brady without Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick does not become Bill Belichick without Tom Brady. The stones it took Bill Belichick to sit down $100 million Drew Bledsoe and bench him and go with the snot-nosed kid from Michigan because he saw the greatness within that kid alone should get him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Who's got those kind of stones?
But the thing of it is, it's like
McConnell with McCarthy. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, name me a Hall of Fame coach that didn't have a quarterback to play. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
To put all the success 100% on Tom Brady and to say that, well, Jimmy Johnson was a Hall of Fame coach. Well, he had Troy Aikman. Joe Gibbs. Oh, Doug Williams won him a Super Bowl. I mean, he wasn't out there. It's insane.
Yeah, but you know what gave credence to it, Eric? When Tom Brady moved on from the Patriots, went to the Buccaneers and won another championship. That's where all the ones that were firmly in Tom Brady's court said, see, he didn't need Bill Belichick. He went to another franchise and won another Super Bowl.
Do you know why this happened? Because Bill Belichick is in the wrong era. See, it used to be when you had Jimmy Johnson and the Joe Gibbs and George Halas and all those guys. People weren't on the train of he's successful, I want to tear him down. They were on the train of he was successful and needs to be rewarded for it. But the society that we live in today, anybody that has success, we want to pull them down and we want to deny them things. And that's all this crap is Bill Belichick, and Chad said it earlier, is the greatest football coach ever in the NFL. And his accolades and the Super Bowls and all that prove it. I'm not a Patriots fan. I don't care. All this is the writers and whoever votes on it is saying to themselves, well, Bill Belichick isn't as hot as he thinks he is. And like you said, he's got that 24-year-old girlfriend. How does he deserve that as a 72-year-old man? No, screw you.
It can be that petty, believe me.
That's what I'm saying. That's all society is today.
He wouldn't answer he said to me, and we're on to Cincinnati. He said that to me in a press conference. I asked him a question, and all he would say is, we're on to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how petty these fuckers are.
And I look at it like this. It's no different than if all of a sudden Chad won the lottery. And all of a sudden the three of us on the show are like, I don't want a snobby ass. Ooh, Chad's got money now. Let's get that's all this is.
Wants to flip me some
I wouldn't
coin.
care. Fuck y'all.
No, I know, but that's what I'm getting at.
I know.
That's what I'm getting. That's all this is. It's a bunch of petty crap. It's a bunch of petty jealousy. It's a bunch of writers that are showing, we'll show Bill Belichick. We just won't get him in the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. Screw you. Like, you were exactly right when you said, Bill Belichick, when you won that deal, this ain't on me. This makes you guys look bad. Good for you. And he's 100% correct.
Yep.
100% correct.
Yep. They looked stupid enough when they denied T.O. in for as long as they did. I mean, at this rate, Belichick might not even show up to his enshrinement.
Well, and I look.
He might be like, you know what? You guys can go ahead and do this. I don't need to be there.
Go ahead, Ed.
Well, you sit there and how many debates have you watched on Sports Talk where they say, well, he's only got one Super Bowl. If he gets that second, he's probably in. And here we're talking about a guy who has 6
and 8 as an assistant coach, for crying out loud.
I mean,
he's got 8 rings.
It shouldn't even be. I mean,
should not be a discussion. This should not be a thing.
This should have been, and they were trying to say, well, maybe there was a lot of writers that thought, oh, he's a shoe-in, but maybe we should try to get this other guy. So I'm just going to vote for this other guy because he's for sure going to get in. I'm like, no. If there's 50 votes, he should have gotten 50 votes. He should have been the first name checked on every single one of them.
Yep.
And the fact that he needed 40 out of 50 and he didn't even get that is criminal. And it makes every one of those writers should be their papers, and they should be taken away. Their credentials should be taken away, and they should start over because this is a joke. I'm not a Patriots fan.
And what are you saying when you're that voter that says, yeah, I'm going to hold him out till 28 so him and Tom can go in together?
Okay, what if he dies?
Yeah, what if he dies?
I mean, no, I'm serious. Like,
I agree with you.
The man deserves to stand up there in the yellow jacket with all that he's accomplished. It's like the whole Pete Rose thing. Oh, my God. Well, he was betting on baseball and blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine, whatever. You know what? Pete Rose is going to end up in the Hall of Fame, but they wanted to make sure he was dead before they did it. Like, to me, that is you can't,
it don't get no pettier than that.
No, you can't talk about baseball. You cannot talk about the history of baseball without including Pete Rose. And to me, that's criminal if you have a Hall of Fame and you do not. And I know the baseball purists. Nobody loves baseball more than me. I'll take you on. But that is absolutely ridiculous. It's the same way with the steroid. You got the steroid guys. You want to keep McGuire and Sosa out of there because they were hitting the steroids. Well, guess what? There were steroid pitchers pitching to them. All right? McGuire and Sosa saved the game of baseball. Their asses deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. All this crap.
Build a wing for them.
But all this crap that these writers and these jealous people and these freaking I'll show him type of people, instead of just recognizing success for what it is, it's just society today. It is. It's just society. Well, Chad's successful. Chad's an asshole. I don't like Chad. Yeah. Why? Well, I just don't like him. Oh, because he's successful? I don't like Belichick. Why? Because he's successful? You don't have to like him in press conferences. But if you look at his body of work, screw all the writers. And if Howard, if you're listening and you didn't vote for Belichick, you don't want to come back on the show.
And that's
good for you too, Howard.
It was so petty. Polian was calling all over the place, trying to sway people's votes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, wow. Polian was a driver. I don't know how much of an impact it had, but he was a driver on keeping him out.
He had he's a big name. He had a lot of influence, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yes. As far as the Baseball Hall of Fame, build a wing, call it whatever, and they all deserve to be in it. Put them in there. Put the cheaters in there. Put the steroid people. I don't care. Put them in there. They deserve to be in there. They've got Pete Rose's stuff from when he broke Ty Cobb's record. They've got his glove and his bat and his shoes and his jock strap. All that's on display.
Yeah.
And he's the hit king, but yet he's not in that.
Yeah. Stupid. Yeah, that's absolutely stupid. Okay, let's just take a quick look at the AFC Championship. This was probably, as Ed would say,
the snoozer
of the Sunday.
Kick the damn field goal, but you talk about a snooze fest.
Listen, how does that game change? And I know Sean Payton at the podium after the game, talked about, well, hindsight being 2020, we probably should have kicked the field goal. Listen, if we knew, if the people knew that there was weather coming in, okay, that meant that Sean Payton probably knew exactly what kind of weather was coming in. He had to have known. There's no way he didn't. To me, 10 points at that point looked like 21 points with the weather that was coming in. Why the hell do you not kick it? What has I get it. Analytics has crept into all sorts of athletics now and whatever. And, analytics says go for it. Analytics says kick it. Whatever. But we're talking about the AFC Championship. We're talking about a blizzard coming. And you're already up 7-0. You can make it 10-0. You can make it a 2-score game with a blizzard coming. Your defense had completely control. I mean, this is Derek May's stats for the game. 10 for 21, 86 yards, and sacked 5 times. Points were a premium. Sean Payton.
In a defensive game.
What was
Drake
May's
game,
line?
for Christ's sake? Points are at a premium in a
Did I
defense.
say Derek? Yeah.
Again, you did it twice last week.
Jesus. Yeah. Drake May's line.
Yes,
10 21,
Ed, I
86
agree.
yards.
The points were at a premium. I don't know. They've all fallen in love. I don't even want to talk about the Bears game when they should have kicked, but they clearly should have kicked the field goal. It was a chip shot. What are you doing? Just take the points. This is the playoffs. This is to go to the Super Bowl. You don't leave point. You don't take the chance of leaving points out on the field, and they shit the bed.
I just feel like analytics is just taken away just the feeling of the game. What's happened? What happened to the coaches that just have a feel for the game?
Yeah, the instincts, it's totally crept in. Common sense, there is no.
Some of them have gone. I mean, Dan Campbell, that's all he does is go off of how he feels.
But it's become like his mantra.
A machismo thing.
It seems like so now
why he even carries a punter, I don't know.
Now he even goes
Or a
for it in
kicker.
his own 30 just because that's what Dan Campbell does. So,
he could. That's 2 roster spots. He could have some good players on there. What does he need a kicker and a punter for?
But, I mean, if you look at Stidham's line, the backup, 17 of 31, 133 yards, a touchdown, interception. He made Drake May look – I mean, Drake May has not – Drake May has not played well.
No, he hasn't.
In the playoffs. He has not. And Sean Payton did not see that, understand what's coming, understand the situation. Look at how your defense is dominating the Patriots. And the Patriots defense is playing pretty damn good too. But I'm like, to not kick that field goal, I looked at my wife and said, Sean Payton just lost this game for Denver.
Then when you look at that play, it's one thing to go for it on 4th and 1, but the play that they chose on the 4th down was god awful.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna no.
It should have been a 2-possession game. You're at home. You've got a backup quarterback. Your starter's out.
That's where analytics should have been thrown out the window. Listen, it's one thing if you've got Bo Nix, okay. But you're down to your backup quarterback. Take the points.
Take the points, yeah. And so I looked at Mama Bear right after I said they need to kick the field goal, but you watch the bounty hunter's going to go for it. And sure enough,
you had to have enjoyed that so much, Ed.
I did. I wanted the bounty hunter to lose so bad I could hardly taste it.
Are you gonna call him what's the bounty hunter in Star Wars?
Dog.
Boba Fett? You gonna call him Boba Fett?
Boba Fett. But I mean that was egregious, and if I'm a Denver Broncos fan, that's who I'm pinning this on.
And you know what? When the head coach after the game in the presser comes right out and says, "Yeah," and more in no certain terms, he basically said, "Yeah, I fucked up."
Yeah.
I mean, when you get a coach to basically say that after the game, I mean, there's not a debate there.
But my question is, for any of you, how many NFL coaches are going to come to the podium and say, yeah, in hindsight, we should have taken the 3 there? How many times does that need to happen before coaches finally look at it? How many games have to be lost by a couple points, or you lose by 3 when the game could have been tied? How many times does that have to happen before
in the wild card and divisional round? How many games were decided by a field goal?
Cost the Bears.
Cost the Bears.
I mean, field goals look pretty good in the fourth quarter when you could have had them and didn't take them.
Yep.
But see, when they're not kicking these field goals, it's always in the first half and early in the third quarter. We got plenty of game.
Still adds up.
It adds up, man.
So then in the fourth quarter, when there's 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left, you're chasing a touchdown when the field goal would win it.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't understand, why everybody can't get that through their head. But
it absolutely blows my mind. But yeah, that's how Denver.
All you got to do is be in midfield and you're in field goal range.
Yeah.
I mean, would you, as an offense, would you rather have to get the game-winning field goal, or will you have to drive the whole field and get a touchdown? There's a big difference there with a couple minutes left.
And the bad thing for Denver is, Lutz got that kick. He missed that kick. They looked back at it. It was blocked by a guy who they brought off the practice squad the day before they played that game. That's who blocked the kick.
Yeah.
He'll never forget that. No. He'll never forget that, But so, yeah, Denver goes home and the Patriots advance to the Super Bowl. They better hope, for the Patriots' sake, that Drake May figures something out.
This is Super Bowl 11 for the Patriots.
Let's see, 6,
11 or 12.
84, 85, 90. Was it 94 or 95?
With Bledsoe, right?
Yep. And then they won 6, lost 2 or 3. Lost 3. So
Lost
this
3.
is Super Bowl 12.
Yeah.
Super Bowl 12.
Yeah.
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
That's fucking bonkers.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. No fan base should have that kind of enjoyment.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
You have a coach come in and in 1 year takes
Yeah.
a team from 4 wins to the Super Bowl. Not too bad.
Not too bad
Titans
at all.
fans got to be sick.
Oh God, yeah, worse than the Viking fans with Sam Darnold, no doubt. NFC Championship, definitely the game of Sunday. I think we knew the weather wasn't going to be great in Denver. I didn't know it was going to be a blizzard, but that was a snoozer. This game, however, was full-on display of,
Do you think the punt returner's come out of his house yet?
No, well, this has bit the Rams all season long, special teams. And if you look back, do you know who the bottom 3 teams are in special teams? 49ers, Rams, Green Bay. What do they all have in common?
They all lost because of special teams.
They're Shanahan guys.
Oh.
That is not a focus, it appears, from the Shanahan coaching tree, is special teams. And special teams has cost the Rams a lot this year. In fact, they fired their special teams coach, was that in October, early November? It's been a problem, and they have not fixed it. And what happened? They cough it up. They give Seattle a chippy touchdown, and they lose by 4.
Big Mike, spot reporter.
They had a chance to go after the premier special teams coach in the NFL, and they let him slip through their fingers. John Harbaugh.
Yeah. I think John Harbaugh was looking for a special teams gig. But would have been cool for him, I guess. But yeah, that game, you look at the numbers that are right off for the AFC Championship. Here are the numbers for the NFC Championship. Stafford, 22 of 35, 374, 3 touchdowns, no picks, sacked once. Sam Darnold, 25 of 36, 346, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and sacked 3 times.
And that's the big improvement over last year. Sam Darnold's learned how to not take sacks like crazy.
Well,
getting coached up.
Last year in the playoff game against the Rams, he had 9 sacks.
I'm starting to think, Ed,
he's finally getting some good coaching.
That it's Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you because Sam Darnold couldn't have changed that much from last year to this year. Okay, he couldn't have, and I don't know if the Seahawks were more on footwork, if they're better up front, whatever the case may be, but there's no way Sam Darnold just flipped overnight to this amazing freaking quarterback that doesn't get sacked. I mean, he was good with Minnesota, obviously, too. Like, there's got to be something to it. And I don't know if Kevin O'Connell just his scheme, they didn't have the line that Seattle had.
How many times did you see Minnesota run slants and stuff this year? I think O'Connell's playbook is everybody go long.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's unreal.
When you have the toys, Jefferson, Addison, Naylor, when you have those toys, sometimes you fall in love with those toys. And you're trying to stretch the field too much rather than get 6, 7, 8, Hawkinson on a hook curl at 10, that kind of thing. You fall in love with the verts.
Yeah, you're talking to 2 Bears fans who saw 5, maybe 4 or 5 slants the entire season. So,
yeah,
the easiest throw in football. So,
yeah. But I mean,
Jerry Rice, became the GOAT from running slants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, there's got to be something to it. I don't know what the answer to that is, but Sam Darnold is in the Super Bowl, and he just in the NFC Championship game was 25 of 36 for 346 and 3 touchdowns.
He made clutch throw after clutch throw.
Oh, no doubt. And it wasn't necessarily always to the number 1 either.
Did you the throw in the end zone where he's rolling to his left and the defender is right there and the ball is thrown and you don't see the offensive guy come in. Well, it's this way until the ball is there and he catches it, but just right past the defender. I'm like, that is a next level throw right there.
Every one of them, I'm like, he did it again.
Yeah.
What does he do? What's going on? What is this? Just so many clutch throws. And JSN was on fire. They couldn't cover JSN if
there was no answer for him.
If they Tanya Harding'd his ass, they couldn't have fucking covered.
But listen, you gotta take your hat off to the Rams. When Seattle went up by 2 scores, what were you thinking?
It's over.
I thought, they're 2 scores ahead. There's no way the Rams can keep up. And what did the Rams do? Boom. They go right down and score, and it's like, holy crap.
Because they got Puka freaking Nakua.
I think it was 24-21 at that time. It was 24-14 when they got that second score. I'm like, they're up 2 scores. This uphill for the Rams. They go down and scores 24-21. You're like, oh, my God. Like, we have a game. This is a one-stop game, and the offense is rolling.
And then
Puka effing Nakua is unbelievable.
Oh.
That guy, my wife's like, oh, that's a fun name. How do you pronounce that? Puka? What? I said, it's Puka. And I said, I don't say effing Nakua. And she goes, that's weird. I go, well, I just put that in there because no matter what, the guy gets open and the guy catches the ball every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you wonder how much of that ends up being coaching because Cooper Kupp was the same way. No, you never heard of him either. And all of a sudden, he's a big stud receiver for the Rams for how many years?
Well, Puka was a big draft prospect, and then he got hurt his senior year or his last year in college and didn't play very much. So his stock plummeted. That's how he went to the 5th or 6th round or whatever it was. The dude's got like 4 teammates or roommates he's living with in LA.
He doesn't afford to do nothing. He's finally going to get some money in his pocket now.
You know, Cup
He's not making anything.
The Rams let Cup go, and of course he goes to Seattle.
Oh, that had to have been fun for Cooper.
You know, he had 4 catches on 6 targets. He averaged 9 yards a catch and had a touchdown. He had to feel pretty good after his Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
yep.
We'll have plenty of time to talk about the Super Bowl next week, like 2 hours worth. But I mean, before I have time to really dig into it and get into the numbers and stuff like that, this looks like Seattle all the way.
Yeah. If Drake plays the way he's been playing, it's over before it even starts. This has the potential of being in a 1980s, 1990s Super Bowl. This has a potential of just being a
stinger. This has the makings of a 38-14.
Yeah.
Oh, bigger than that.
I mean, it's
we're talking a Bears Patriots 46-10.
46-10 type. Yeah. I mean, it really does. Now, you know, each team has 2 weeks to prepare, obviously. But I mean, wow.
And then you listen to sports talk and this is going to be a fantastic Super Bowl. And I'm like,
well, of course.
What are you talking about? I'm going to probably be mowing the lawn. And
after. I mean, well, no, you're going to
be broke ass. Definitely ain't going to be mowing the lawn there. You might have a heart attack just saying mowing the lawn. You just described to somebody, you take that handle there and you pull it.
Yeah, there isn't. You can't see too much grass in my yard right now.
Yeah, I'd say you still got 9 inches of snow
over the weekend.
But yeah, so with that being said, the stage, where the heck do I have it at? The stage is set for Super Bowl 50. Is that what it is?
60.
No. 60.
Super Bowl 60.
10 after the L, yeah. So February 8th on NBC, Sam Darnold. I mean, listen, who had this on their bingo card at the beginning of the year? Midway through the year, maybe? You know, 3/4 of the way through, maybe?
According to Big Mike, he had Seattle all along.
Big Mike, I don't know if you had him from the start of the season. I don't know about that. I don't know if you had him from the very start, like opening weekend. Here's my Super Bowl team. I don't know about that. But, I mean, early on, I would say, you know, halfway through. And they went through and they did all the easy schedules and how those teams fared in the playoffs and stuff like that. The easy schedule thing, that is just for people to talk about. Easy schedules do not determine whether you're going to win or lose in the playoffs. There's lots of teams that have had toward the easiest schedules in the NFL that have gone on to the Super Bowl. I think the New Orleans Saints, when they won the Super Bowl that year, had one of the easiest schedules. I mean,
the 72 Dolphins had one of the easiest, biggest PUD schedules in the history of the NFL. That's how they go 17-0.
Yeah, but I mean, just because you had an easy schedule, it's still the NFL, man. And the thing that you have to realize, and this is, I'm going to say this because I truly believe it. The gap in the NCAA can be like this, bigger than I can put in my screen. But the gap from the 32nd team, which this year will be the Vegas Raiders, and whoever the Super Bowl champion is a lot closer. One, they're all professionals. Two, you know, you factor in coaching and things like that. The gap is not that big. And the beauty of the NFL is your team can go from trash to cash real quick.
Yeah, look at these two teams. Well,
look
Seattle
at these two
wasn't
teams.
Bad last year, but New England was terrible.
4 games, you know? I mean, that's the beauty of the NFL is you can go from trash to cash real quick. And so, I'd love to tell Cleveland. I'd love to tell Vegas, even though Vegas is going to get Mendoza. I'm sure they're already talking to him. You have hope. Now through the first 4 or 5 games, your hope can disappear real quick, as us Bears fans know. But that's what I love about the NFL. And you can be really good one year. Everybody, all the Philadelphia Eagles fly high, and you see all that kind of stuff. You know why Philadelphia doesn't have an OC? Because I don't think that anybody believes that Sirianni's going to be there after next year. And if they come in as the offensive coordinator, they're going to get a 1-year shot and they're out. Because if Philadelphia doesn't win next year with that roster, he's done. We're going to be talking about the next coach of the Philadelphia Eagles next year. And I don't think a lot of the OCs, at least the high-powered ones, want to hook their wagon to something like that. But
how many teams turned over this year? 10?
9.
9 head coaches? I
believe so. 9 was the number.
Speaking of 9.
9.
It's not 9, it's 9.
9.
When did that transition happen, by the way? But we don't need to get into that. But he didn't have that 9 crazy mantra before. I don't know. He got that during the year sometime and just
I think he had it from the beginning. He just didn't let it out, and it didn't get out of the locker.
Jay's calling you out, Chad.
No.
He says, we were talking about teams that were going to make the Super Bowl. I said Seattle had the defense to potentially make it, and Chad laughed him off and said, Seattle's not going to the Super Bowl.
How did I start out when I got on tonight? I said, I apologize, Sam Darnold. I am not worthy. You are great. I was wrong.
So you viewers that are concerned about Brett, he didn't have a heart attack or didn't keel over or anything. His phone overheated. So
he has a problem with his phone. But anyway, I think
I did laugh at the idea of Seattle. I didn't think it was going to happen.
Well, I mean, listen. You can throw darts. You can throw darts at a board and get lucky, but 3/4 of the way through the season, what did every one of us say? It's the Rams and everybody else. The NFC's tough, but the Rams are definitely the class of that group. Well, the Rams aren't there.
They were in that game the whole time.
Yeah,
they fought like crazy.
But it's like you always say. Who's going to make the mistake? The Rams special teams made the mistake, and that stuck a fork in them. That's just as, you can go to the Bears game. Who made the mistake? Either it was Caleb Williams throwing the interception or DJ Moore not running the route, whatever it was. That's the mistake that sticks the fork in you. And so when you get to the playoffs, one mistake can do it. One screw up can do it. And that's why Seattle's going to the Super Bowl, and that's why Matthew Stafford's going to Cancun. So,
I hate to say it, Eric, but we have the opportunity for once in a lifetime
to finish at 10
actually sign off by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
You guys will do something. You won't.
Hey, real quick, though. Jay did admit, truth be known, I didn't think they would either. But knew they had the defense to potentially go. So see, he came clean a little bit there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm totally good with being on time. This is like 25 minutes early.
20.
Big Mike, enjoy your bottom line shirt. You're going to be getting it tomorrow. I was told it was going to be delivered tomorrow. So
should be able to rep it. We want to see a picture of you repping it.
Should be able to send us a picture of you sporting your bottom line shirt. So, all right, Eric, thanks everybody for watching another week. We wondered what we was going to be able to talk about for 2 hours, but us. When it's
we found a way.
We're always able to talk about football, that's for sure. But thanks thanks to everybody for letting us share on your pages. We really enjoy doing the show, really enjoy the viewers. And as every week we say it, see you next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central.
Take care.
So long.
And that's the bottom line.